Thank you for joining us here this morning as we announce the completion of our body-worn camera rollout initiative. Joining us here is Colonel Christopher Paris, Commissioner, Pennsylvania State Police. To his right is Lieutenant Colonel George Bivens, Deputy Commissioner of Operations, Lieutenant Colonel Joanne Reed, Deputy Commissioner of Staff, and Ms. Brooke Mead, Special Assistant to the Commissioner. I will now turn it over to the Colonel.
Thank you, Sergeant Browse. Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining us. I apologize. We'll start again. Good morning, and thank you for joining us. We're here today to announce that the Pennsylvania State Police has successfully completed the rollout of body-worn cameras. Patrol troopers at all stations are now equipped to record public interactions and calls for service, providing essential video documentation of encounters and investigations. This initiative involved deploying approximately 2,000 body-worn cameras to patrol troopers. We opted for a shared service model to reduce cost, so approximately 3,000 patrol troopers will wear these cameras on a daily basis. Just as a point of clarification, we did not issue cameras per capita as a cost savings means. Each station is equipped with a bank of cameras that troopers, while working, take out and turn back in with an ample supply to ensure, regardless of how many troopers we have working, that we have the ability for everyone who is on duty to have a camera. However, that was a cost-saving means that we opted for. We're also pleased to announce that more than 1,400 patrol vehicles now have received upgraded mobile video recorders. They are on display behind me. These new cameras are capable of capturing footage from a wider perspective, allowing for better coverage of the surrounding area. In contrast, the previous dash-mounted cameras used by the Pennsylvania State Police for the past 2 decades only captured a limited view directly in front of the patrol vehicle, and we look forward to that added capability. This initiative, announced in the summer of 2023, was completed weeks ahead of schedule. The Pennsylvania State Police, like all law enforcement agencies, faces more scrutiny than ever from a public that rightfully demands interactions with troopers to be safe, respectful, and constitutional. Body-worn cameras are a critical step forward in meeting that demand. These cameras, attached to the uniforms of troopers, can significantly influence how policing is perceived. We rely heavily on the trust placed in us by the communities we serve. Our aim is to strengthen that trust by documenting our public interactions and demonstrating our commitment to transparency, accountability, and respectful police services. Body-worn cameras protect both civilians and troopers. Cameras serve as an objective witness to public interactions. They capture real-time audio and video that can clarify what occurred in contentious or high-stress situations. This technology can quickly disprove false allegations of police misconduct. When individuals know they are being recorded, their behavior often improves. Civilians are more likely to remain calm and respectful, reducing aggressive behavior toward police. These cameras also provide crucial evidence for investigations and legal proceedings. The video can corroborate testimony, reveal the truth in disputed encounters, and help ensure that justice is fairly served. This technology removes much of the ambiguity and speculation that cloud investigations, and it enhances the credibility of both police and the judicial process. Moreover, body-worn cameras are a powerful tool for training and policy development. Departments can view footage to identify best practices and tailor training programs to real-world scenarios. The implementation of body-worn cameras aligns with our commitment to utilizing equipment and technology, supporting our goal of providing troopers with resources they need for increased personal safety, job efficiency, and effectiveness. I believe body-worn cameras will demonstrate time and time again that the Pennsylvania State Police is committed to providing professional, faithful, and honest law enforcement services. I would like to thank the Governor, and the legislature for their support of this project, for the budgetary support that we've received. I'd like to acknowledge President Steve Palishin of the Pennsylvania State Troopers Association and their support of this initiative. This is a project which is on budget and ahead of schedule. I'd like to personally acknowledge Lieutenant Colonel Joanne Reed, standing to my right, who is our Deputy Commissioner of Staff, as well as the Bureau of Communication and Information Services, both its current director, Major Mark Major, and his predecessors. And last but not least, I'd like to acknowledge all the women and men, civilian and enlisted, of the state police who've helped us bring this incredibly large and complex IT capability to daily operational use. With that, I'll open it up for a few questions. Sir.
What portion of the vehicle fleet will have 2 cameras?
The entire vehicle fleet.
And when it does come to, I know you mentioned, are there enough cameras for every trooper who is on staff? I know it's not-
Yes, if I, just to restate that, rather than go out and purchase a camera for every single trooper, we looked at how many cameras we would need, taking into account surge capacity and responding to major incidents, et cetera. And we believe that we have that number appropriately calculated, where we were good stewards with public funds, yet every trooper who's working in that bank of cameras at those 89 individual stations will have the opportunity to take one out.
And the cameras that are going to be in the patrol vehicles, they give like a wide depth of view instead of, so for instance, like it would show like the entirety of like the front of the dashboard or in front of the car there.
So just as a point of clarification, thank you for that. We've had we've had mobile video recorders for over 2 decades. The technology in 2 decades has evolved. Part of the heavy lift of this is that it didn't make sense to go to a body cam and a separate system for a refresh on the mobile video recordings. The capabilities of the new one are a wider frame, something that you would expect commensurate with 2 decades of technology's evolution. So yes, they are a better camera. They're integrated into this system. Again, to go back to acknowledging Lieutenant Colonel Reed and her team, to make something like this work, a system of this magnitude, a system that's going to capture this much data and transmit it into the cloud in an area of 45,000 square miles, 82% of which is primarily covered by the state police. This was a major logistical operation, a major fiscal operation, and we're pleased to bring it in ahead of schedule and on budget.
And how many, you talked about the data collection with this, how much video will these camera systems be able to capture when your troopers use them?
So we have the capacity and the storage to save all of the video within certain parameters with the contract with the vendor. But your question would be something of speculation from the standpoint that as we've rolled this out, we've started with a smaller troop or smaller troops, and then we've moved it all across the state. So as we go into, I guess, our first operational year where we're collecting the data, I'm sure it will ebb and flow, but the amount of data remains to be seen, how much we're going to actually generate. It's a huge increase over what we had saved on servers at those individual stations from the video that was created just by the videos on the dashboard.
So with every officer being equipped with body cam footage in some capacity or even both capacity of the vehicle and on personnel, what's your response to people who say that the footage needs to be more accessible to the public?
That's a very good question. So the first thing I would say is we have a very robust system by which we have dealt for 2+ decades with the video generated by the in-car cameras. We see the body camera footage as an extension of that, and statutorily we're seeking to comply with Act 22 as to how those videos can be requested and maintain the integrity of the investigations, because they will technically, in the criminal investigative sense, be part of addendums to ongoing, potentially, criminal investigations. Anything else? Thank you very much. Sergeant Browse will have availability if anybody would need some footage of the cars, or if anybody would like to see the body camera mount on the troopers behind us. Thank you all for coming out today. Today's a great day for the state police. It's a great increase in our capacity, and I'm thrilled to represent the women and men behind me, civilian and enlisted, that helped bring it to fruition. So thank you very much.